It was 6:30 when he arrived at the estate just outside the little Mendip village of Oak Hill. It was a smartish executive development that must have been built about 20 years ago, with a wide no-through road and large laurel and yew-bordered grounds sloping away down the side of the hill. The house wasn't what he would have expected of a vicarage. He'd imagined a detached place with wisteria and a garden, and the vicarage carved into stone gate newels. Instead, it was semi-detached, with a tar and chip driveway, faux chimneys, and UPVC windows. He parked outside and switched off the car engine. This was the part of the job that froze him, facing the victims. For a moment he considered not walking up the front path, not knocking on the door. He considered turning round and getting out of there. The Flo, the family liaison officer assigned to the Bradley family, opened the door. She was a tall woman in her 30s with shining black hair cut in a bob and perhaps was self-conscious of her height. She wore flat shoes under the wide-legged trousers and stood with a permanent stoop, as if the ceiling was too low. "I've told them what unit you're from." She stepped back to let him into the hallway. "I didn't want to scare them, but they had to know we're taking it seriously. And I've told them you haven't got any news, that you just want to ask some more questions." "How are they doing?" "How do you think?" He shrugged. "Fair enough. Stupid question." She closed the door, then gave Caffery a long, appraising look. "I've heard of you. I know about you." It was warm inside, so Caffery took off his coat. He didn't ask the Flo what she knew about him, if it was good or bad. He was used to wariness from a certain type of woman. Somehow he'd dragged a reputation with him from his old position in London all the way out here to the West Country. It was part of what was keeping him lonely. Part of what was making him plan futile things with his evenings, like meat raffles and police pub quizzes. "Where are they?" "In the kitchen." She kicked a draft excluder against the bottom of the door. It was cold outside. Freezing. "But come through this way. I want to show you the photos first." The Flo took him into a side room where the curtains were half drawn. The furniture was good quality but shabby. A dark, wood-upright piano pushed against one wall, a TV set in a marquetry cabinet, two battered sofas covered in what might pass for two old Navajo weave blankets stitched together. Everything, the carpets, the walls, the furniture, was scruffy with years of kids and animals. On one of the sofas lay two dogs, a black and white collie and a spaniel. Both lifted their heads and watched Caffery. More scrutiny. More wanting to know what the hell he was going to do. He stopped at a low table where 20 or so photos had been spread out. Torn out of an album, in the family's haste they'd pulled the sticky corners off the pages. Martha was small and pale with fine white hair cut in a fringe. A pair of glasses, the type that'd get a kid teased. In investigative circles, conventional wisdom said that one of the most important skills in finding a missing child was choosing the right photo to release to the public. It had to be representative for identification's sake, but it had to make the child appealing. He used his finger to move the pictures around. There were school shots, holiday shots, birthday party shots. He stopped at one. Martha wore a melon pink t-shirt, her hair tied in two plaits at either side of her face. Behind her, the sky was blue and the distant hills were puffy with summer trees. From the view, it must have been taken outside in the gardens of the estate. He turned it for the Flo to see. "Is this the one you chose?" She nodded. "I mailed it to the press office. Is it the right one?" "It's the one I'd have chosen." "Do you want to meet them now?" He sighed, eyed the door she was pointing to. He hated what he had to do now. For him it was like standing at the door to a lion's den. He just never knew with the victims how to get the right balance between the professional and the sympathetic. "Come on then. Let's get it over with." He walked into the kitchen where the three members of the Bradley family